Hello everyone, GameGoddessFee here. I hope you all are having a wonderful Thursday. And we are back tonight with more Apollo Justice. I have my boy. That boy, he's so silly. But anyway, yeah, I guess we'll finish this last trial of this case. I hope you all enjoy and thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it.
We appreciate
it. All right, we got Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, episode 3, Turnabout, Serenade. How you say it, Pluminator? Trial day 2, the trial resumes. So you guys ready? Where's everyone at? Where y'all at? Y'all supposed to be here. Y'all, I know y'all got the notification. Anyway. I'm just playing. No, I'm not, huh? Really, Pluminator. And I appreciate the 141 subscribers. I see we had got a new one today. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And I guess we can go on. Let's go, Pluminator.
Let's go. Ooh.
I hear some music. What's that music?
I think that's you know who downstairs.
Oh my goodness. Tell her to turn that down. Where's my phone?
It's over.
Hey, Game Queen 81. Hey, America. I can't even pronounce your new name. I know you text. What's going on? But yeah, I heard some music in the background. I hope somebody heard it so that they can turn it down. But anyway, we got July 10th, 1:40 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. I'm good. We just sitting here about to finish this last game. I'm still trying to decide what other Zelda game I should play. I just wrapped up Skyward Sword, so
Wind Waker.
He wants me to play Wind Waker. My son wants me to play Wind Waker, so I got to set that all up because I've never played retro, streamed retro rather, and I got the tools to do it, but it's just got to go back and forth between the Switch and retro. So
the Wii U is retro, guys. It's old.
It's retro. If it's not the Switch, it's retro. Okay.
That's a shame.
And so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to decide, but
it got dust all in it.
I know it does. Right. So we will decide. Apollo, I can't believe it. It really happened during the second act. And right in the middle of Lamora's performance.
The reason why she was in that air vent. And that switch. And the flaming guitar.
The switch.
The switch. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took.
Daddy!
Mr. Wright! You believed in me?
I got to get high tech like you guys tech. I know y'all high tech and stuff. Y'all can do different things than me.
Where's your 500,000 RAM gaming computer at, Mama?
Whatever.
You're supposed to have that on deck.
Really?
Yes.
You give me the funds, I buy it.
I got 2 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not really. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping?
Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all.
Ah, sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Latouche, only shorter and not as well dressed.
Oh no, what are you if you're shot? What if you're shot too, Daddy?
Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Makai Tabaye off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Darien Crescent. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth.
But what about all that proof? The brooch and the switch?
A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But
if the sultry songstress is fibbing, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind a faintly sin of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. Be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from my detective friend. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was for me. Ah, here it is.
what are those, Daddy?
My slacks.
They don't look like very good snacking material.
They are found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually.
He's not fabricating,
What you talking about? Phoenix Wright would never do that.
evidence.
What you talking about? Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
He has done it before. Him and Trucy.
What you talking about?
Really?
I don't think I want to accept that, Mr. Wright.
Right, okay.
Under the sofa?
Hey, Apollo. That's where we found that little device thingy.
Right. This. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense.
Burnt fragments added to the court record found at the crime scene bearing gunpowder residue, possibly a firecracker.
That's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict, maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darien Crescent's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician, normally.
You need to stop having him look like a hobo. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods. What does that mean?
I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes.
I guess.
We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. It's over.
It's over. It's over. It's all over. July 10th, 1:55 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where is Detective Crescent?
In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time.
Very well.
Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darien was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know, air forehead.
Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent.
Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescent, Detective Criminal Affairs Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavners. Maybe you've heard of us?
Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today?
Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Darian. Don't call me partner. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial?
Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lumireur's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it.
Oh, I got plenty to say. Fibbing must be a national pastime in Burguinia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, ha! And where are you from? Conventional methods are out of the window, huh? Here goes nothing!
Uh-oh. Witness testimony. Darius rebuttal.
Rebuttal?
Rebuttal, whatever you...
Sure.
Whatever.
The diva's fibbing, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man.
So you claim Lumireur's testimony was a fib?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. She's got the courting her vague statements out of her hand just 'cause she's blind. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is, you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective?
Detective Sky? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
He didn't waste any time finding out weak spot. I can't do this with Lumireur's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. It's over.
It's over. Cross-examination. Darius rebuttal. The diva's vivid, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story.
You don't have any proof she was fibbing. Oh yeah, kid? You saying I fibbed? No, I'm just saying,
Apollo, clap back at him.
I couldn't help it. I flinched my reflex. Detective Crescent! Yeah, what do you want? Nothing.
Really, Apollo? Really? Apollo, chin up, back straight. You're Wilton.
This guy's hard as nails. He makes Walkie look downright cooperative.
Reha!
Look, there's no way the diva remembers my voice. It's like Mr. Right in the, tiger.
He was scared of the tiger. But Apollo's scared of this man right here. In the first place, she never heard my voice.
You never talked to her, even though you were playing in the same concert? Not a word, as far as I can recall. But weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Darian wasn't involved in any of the meetings with her. Ugh. As if you can just go around remembering everyone's voice like that anyway. Only an idiot would believe that. Lemuroy's hearing is very sensitive. She could remember him if she heard him. I'm sure of it. I just can't prove it. And I need proof!
She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if...
We know she missed the words. The mixing board proves it!
What dude says as if?
As if. Oh yeah, there was a mistake, but blaming it on gunshots is just a lame excuse. What do you mean? The mixing board proves what? It proves there was a mistake in the song, a missed cue. So, she just flubbed it up, big time, that's all. She spins this story about gunshots to protect the kids and cover for her own goof. Man, I'd have her handed to her if she wasn't sticking it to me at the same time. Darian, watch what you say. Lemuroy's an artist. She just flubbed it up? That's no small accusation for a performer for her caliber. She got to you alright. I can see it in your eyes. I'll tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious, it's way over my head. I'm detecting a rift in the governor's ranks. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. You ask me, I'd go with Detective Sky's story at the drop of a pick.
Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set anyway?
Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots. Yes. We heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Heh. I guess you and Lemuroy got the same excuse then. We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from the room during the third set. What we must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots.
Like, I heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them?
So, how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were?
Phoenix just handed it to you.
Here's your forged evidence. Your evidence, Apollo.
The shooting took place when I was on stage, man.
That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I'll tell you what the shooter, that kid, wants you to think. He wants you to think that Diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on Lemuroy's testimony. As much as I'm enjoying the Darian and Forehead show, there is no need for such tempers. Don't make us into some comedy duo. This means the Gavin and Darian show is cancelled. Neither of your claims can be proven or disproved. We could argue for days like this and get nowhere.
Prosecutor Gavin is quite right. This court will hear no further discussion on this topic without new facts.
New facts, huh?
He's pretty eager to paint Lemuroy as a fibber, isn't he?
Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case.
This is tough. So what do we do?
I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did.
So Granddaddy Otaku, I guess they're proving in this trial here. This is the last trial. The Divas. We already read this.
Yep.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're gonna present the forged evidence our attorney dad brought us.
In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots.
Yes. Why he got a short jacket on? What kind of junk? That junk hurt.
She forgot the words because she heard gunshots as if.
Nope.
So we present that.
We present are really cool, legitimate evidence. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial.
What things?
The first was this small device. That's the remote-triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing.
What are those? The remains of something burnt. No, not another guitar, I hope.
Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. Yeah? How does Gavin know about this? What? You think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually.
What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin?
I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control!
Uh-oh.
You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit convenient to me. How so? So, you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when two witnesses came walking by? Ha!
That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
If a firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear. You get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man?
Yeah, if a tree falls into the forest and no one's there, can you hear it?
Yes. Ugh. How do I explain this? You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Show any weakness, and you should have found it. He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? A headset, the kind all the band and staff members were wearing. That's right! We picked this up in front of that door to the dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway. Even if you were out on stage.
That's Apollo, there's too many of them. What are we going to do? The lightsaber ignites.
Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in the court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Forehead. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were a part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no close to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real or fake, we can't say. Ugh! You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. That's right, Gavin. Indeed, if you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless.
Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second set?
Yeah, I think.
You better know, Apollo, otherwise we're through.
It can be proven! You make it sound like someone else is gonna come along and do it for you.
Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness your testimony if you would.
This isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast! You ready, kid? 'Cause I am.
Uh-oh.
The shooting took place during the second set. If you're so sure, let's see your proof. Let's see your proof. But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been... What? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before.
It's a true see. Now, they were pearls.
It was both of them.
Both of them, huh? We need proof, Apollo. We need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set.
Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears.
Maybe the gunshots are the key after all.
What do you mean?
Well, Lemuroy said she heard them right in the middle of her illusion. I said illusion. Right in the middle of her illusion when she was up above the ceiling.
When she forgot the words to the song, yeah?
If she could prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics, we're home free, I think.
True. Not easy, but true. Is there some way to prove that?
Let's take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be cross-examining me?
Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice.
Right, Your Honor. Sorry. Just let me take a quick look through the court record. I have no idea.
Alright, so...
I think it's the attorney's badge.
Her brooch?
No, I think it's the attorney's badge, to be honest. It's really cool looking and shiny and awesome.
What is this?
I'm seeing it. Okay, we trying to hear when the gunshots happen, right? What will record the gunshots?
This thing here?
Mm-hmm.
So that, so we got to use that, board.
I'm not gonna tell you how to find it. This is gonna be the worst gameplay you've ever seen.
We already read this, did we?
I think so. Okay, let's go.
That was their last statement. Let me see. The mixing board.
Mixing board! Objection! It seems there was a clear proof left behind. Right here in Lemuroy's song. Her song?
What exactly is this device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps?
Come on, we just used this! And don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance port by port.
Port?
You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lemuroy's voice included.
Oh, but what does this prove?
According to Lemuroy's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. You intend to examine the recording at that moment, Ja? We might even hear those gunshots! Exactly. Huh, ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on the stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance. But Lemuroy's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same.
Then let's get to analyzing that recording right now.
Lemuroy stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, now find the gunshots.
Uh-oh, here we go. Where is Subliminal North? How you start the song?
You remember the lyrics, right? I want to sing it. Yeah, so enough. Stop. Okay. We gotta find it.
It was the second verse. Before the second verse. Where the second verse starts?
I have no idea.
On that second line?
This was the worst part of the case. I just kept doing it till I got it right. I can't help you with this.
There, it was right there. Okay, and Darian's was the one that got it. Hold on. I'm going to turn down Gavin's. This is Darian's right here, number 2.
I think.
Where is Larry Moore's voice?
You have to isolate it. I can't even hear that. I think that's it. Nope.
Them all instruments, are they?
Yep. I think hers is 1. Turn it all the way up. It's probably...
I might go back on the music. I'm trying to go back on the music.
I think you can go back if you press the L button.
There it go.
Where's it? You heard it?
Yeah. There it go. Did you hear it?
I think I did.
You can't hear the TV?
Yeah, really?
Oh my goodness.
It's a shame. Yep, that's it. He's like, what's that?
Okay, y'all hear what we heard?
Boom.
But that was only one, was it? Hold on.
Take that! Your Honor, listen to this part.
What's this? I hear nothing. How is this possible?
Wait, isn't the judge hard of hearing?
I can hear just fine, thank you very much.
Ugh, he hurt me thinking.
I saw what you were thinking on your face.
Your judge is hearing aside. I too heard nothing, leading me to believe there's nothing there to be heard. Look, I guess that's the wrong spot.
Hold on, how am I supposed to get it?
No! No! Ah!
How did they give me a penalty? I had the thing right there.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh where they get some of their HP taken and they just get
They cheating.
They cheat so hard. Everybody heard that gunshot.
Was I supposed to pause it at that moment?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm finna present it again.
It's over.
If we don't...
Take that! Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Leroy's vocals. I think we got this up.
There, here's something. Why? It sounded like a gunshot.
What? This has to be some kind of mistake.
It's her.
I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Leroy's testimony was true.
order. So she was telling the truth about what she heard? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latruce. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch now.
Just as of that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescent, you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it.
But why did he? No, I can't read. But why did he?
Where's the H coming from?
But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon?
Lemuel was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for a mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she posted over the dressing past, the gun fired again, and Mr. Latruce's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Once again, I'm reminded of something. Our performance that day.
Your performance?
Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Forehead. What is it with today? Problem after problem, Axe Tongue. My heart won't start, my guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Oh wait, there's a fellow. Which is that? Second guitar. Ugh. It was you, Darian! I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple kill? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, boy.
You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at?
I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latruce's .45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscored with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait! You mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Huh! You're forgetting something.
Yes, Detective Crescent?
I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training. Plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers a .38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latruce, which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim.
So the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean?
The thought had occurred to me, yes.
Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescent?
What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves wrote up Rave for Action has to say. Hey, you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little nose on the tape. You got a little nose. You got a little noise on the tape. That could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed doing a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth.
The witness has a point. The defense argument, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reason why you couldn't have done it. Look, he could have did it too. Look, he's playing.
Yeah, he was back there.
Witness testimony. Proof of innocence.
Come Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to the country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him?
A simple reason, indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latusis had not been into our country before?
According to our records, yes, not even once.
I see, very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Great, now I need to find a motive.
Cross-examination. Proof of innocence. Well, what was he over there investigating? Why was he investigating the Maror?
What you mean? What you mean?
There it out.
What you talking about?
Come on. Why would I even want to kill that manager?
Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latus was... Oh, right. Sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted.
Really, that's funny?
That's cold, dog.
Dog.
Dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was.
You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man.
But that's the same for Makai. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old bag. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Look, more than I sure did. I mean, think about it.
This was the Diva's first time trip to this country, right?
Jerry, you're a detective with international affairs? Yeah, what of it? Even if it was Mr. Latus's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? But don't you take any international trips in international affairs?
That's right. Well, Detective Crescent?
That's your game, isn't it? Guess I'd better confess then.
Confess?
Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been overseas.
Sent overseas.
I've never been sick. What? But you're an international! See, me and Plains got a difference in opinion. We don't like each other much. My condolences there, Forehead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair!
How could I possibly know her manager?
So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize. I said it perfectly the first time. Fraternize. Ha. I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So, you see.
Last one.
Yeah.
If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Words are so hard. Sometimes they look. You be read. I be sitting here looking at the word and still mispronouncing anyway.
What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you.
What he said?
You can go back.
What he said?
You sure about that?
That's what Apollo said.
Listen, you try throwing one of your wild accusations. I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. And Forehead, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, Jack. Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So, he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence! It might be over, Mama. I don't know.
Why you say it's over?
Cause like his motive is so obscure. We don't know what it is. We have no clue. It's so not obvious.
That cocoon?
What you talking about? But that's not cocoon. That's a replica.
Really?
Yes. It could be a Splatoon item. It kind of like a splat bomb. I just kissed the cocoon.
I see how he plays too much.
Objection! Your Honor, take a look at this.
What's that? Looks like candy.
It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy.
Remember that candy we used to eat? It was like white and it had like a gum inside of it.
That sounds nasty.
That's what it looks like.
That sounds disgusting.
That's what it looked like.
And what it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings.
A cocoon? Never seen one of that color.
It is a variety only found in the Republic of Beginia. Nowhere else.
Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it?
It does! Wait, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of it?
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative for what?
Apparently, it is most efficient at treating a disease through incurable. What? Oh, apparently it is most. What is effectish? What is that word? Effiction. Apparently, it's most effective at treating a disease thought incurable. It's the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Beginia.
Whatever for. If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact.
But what?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got into the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol?
Right! The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could very well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. Totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. Witness testimony. Cocoon smuggling.
International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in Interpol. I'm in the Interpol. Okay. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Yourself.
Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover.
You kids think up the craziest things. But no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to the reports, these cocoons top it. Oh, good. Excuse me.
Like, really, dude?
According to these reports, the cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what.
And Makai got something to do with it too. Cross-examination, cocoon smuggling. International Affairs got the memo about these cocoons.
That memo! That's how you knew about the cocoons! Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this.
Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've never heard of them.
Well, Lemuroy knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to exploit, that's all.
Then I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all.
You could say people like me who knew about them are a minority, yeah. But that includes everyone in the international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol too, for that matter. Yeah.
Interpol's all hot and bothered about them.
So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latouche? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that
can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous.
Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed.
Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore.
But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could see objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair too.
Who's on trial here again?
Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff.
Man, I'm international affairs. I know the deal.
Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? Where do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to... Down, Darian. It's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. In national affairs, Interpol and Burgundian Customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that Diva says. Why, I oughta... Oughta what? You want some of this? Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, Ja. Cassie. Forget cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be the key to his motive. This gotta be the way to find out what he was up to.
Alrighty then. They
Oh,
about
finna
to, they
beat
about
him
to
up.
start fighting. Look.
They gonna fight. Oh, Justice, sit back in your chair. What are you doing?
Okay, man. Let me see.
Nope. Not.
It's not in the evidence. What's up, Ro?
Hello. It's
What's
not
going
that
on?
statement.
Huh?
It's not that statement. I wish someone might smuggle it into the country.
What, to sell it or to use it?
Okay, but why would someone here try to bring it into the country?
Someone here to put it on the black market, I guess, or to replicate it?
Sorry for being late to the trial today. I had to go meet with somebody.
What are you talking about, dude?
Remember what the judge said?
He needed to, I had said on stream that his friend's son is sick. So was Darian trying to get that for his son?
I don't know.
Let me see. Is there anything in the evidence?
Yeah. There's always evidence. No.
What was this about?
That was beginning case
Okay,
murder.
that's when
You
they
can't
got,
talk.
Yeah.
Speaking of forms, I gotta
gag.
give you one this time. Oh
That's
wait.
the gag order. I don't see anything in the evidence.
Keep looking. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
This right here, the replica.
Nope.
I guess. It's a newspaper article about the chief. That's the chief.
The chief?
chief justice's son, who is inflicted with enteritis. Objection! What's that? The right statement?
Yes, so. Why not choose a less dangerous method to sell them? Wait, what? Go back. I gotta see what he said. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. Okay, there you go. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this?
That article, that's about the chief justices?
A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for enteritis.
Enteritis? I've heard of that somewhere. This story.
Where is that somewhere? Where? You went to visit the victim of the disease this morning.
Aha! Right, that's the disease the chief justice's son has. You aren't saying...
Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice.
You are saying the chief justice would never deal in contraband.
Not even to save his own son's life?
But even if the deal went through, why, it'll be an international scandal.
That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice.
Detective Crescent, is this true?
First, I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway?
Distasteful as it is to think about, if the chief justice were the buyer, why a seller couldn't hope for a better deal? A very cowardly seller.
Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Bulgarian customs barely sleep. They're so worried about cocoons getting out.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
Bulgarian customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Hold it! Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows.
Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them.
That's right. Gavin was in Bulgaria, wasn't he? I remember sending off the metal detector several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glamorous fop. Cocoon possessions will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death.
Did we read this already?
Nope, this new. That's pretty extreme. Bulgaria has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Bulgaria is a peaceful, pleasant country. So this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. That's the situation. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out there, I'd sure like to know.
Hey Dave!
Hello!
How's it going? That's alright. Better late than never.
You see us mess up that one time?
I didn't even cross-examine them, did I?
Nope. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you'd want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich.
I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course.
I weep for our judicial system. I weep for a judicial system. The replica. Oh, I read this. Yeah. Judicial.
Alright, so International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Let me see. So, which statement?
How would someone sneak one out of the country?
How would you?
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. In somebody's hair? Look, somebody's weave.
So, there's a hole. Okay, I'm not gonna make that joke.
In the in their instruments, he was over there.
Maybe. You got it.
What?
His instrument.
This the Roars.
Huh?
Where'd it go? That guitar.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
Objection!
Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks.
What is this?
You become a prosecutor.
A prosecutor?
I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. guitar befitting of a woman like Lemuroy.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Virginia?
That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity would ruin the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemuroy's studio. I used the special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia!
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right?
Work?
Good memory there, forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
Broken device?
Yes, this in fact.
An igniter?
Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean?
He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of that country. They could use this picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a meal. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band? Yark!
Order. So the igniter
was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution.
A precaution?
Her forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to reveal? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lemuroy's ballet, you please. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the law in my guitar case. Lock. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Latouche.
Oh.
Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was on to something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do would be to get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch, now! The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then... Mr. Latouche died! With Lemuroy there to witness it. There's your case. Brilliant, man.
Detective Crescent?
I gotta know. You make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, Makes a great deal of sense, Darien. The Republic of Bulgaria? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that kid. How'd I hide that cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Bulgarian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemuroy heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch now. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it?
This is it. The coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
Yeah, I think it is.
Phoenix right. Ace of Phoenix right. Ace of You had a slice on. You tried to smuggle it.
And the bike. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
Oh, he was the first option. Pick him.
It was either, it was Mackay.
What do you mean?
It was, I think it was Mackay or him, Mr. Latus. Now he's the, well.
Interpol agent.
Hey, he crooked on our end, and he could be crooked on the end. But anyway.
Okay, whatever. You know who it is.
It was Mackay. Mackay did it.
It was me. I like the glory.
Let's go.
There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Mackay Tabaye.
But Mr. Justice, he's your client.
A defense attorney accusing his own client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I'm here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latus. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
He can still be sentenced to death.
Well, he's innocent, not guilty.
Don't ship him back to
the gallows.
He go back to Bulgaria. Indeed, the defendant is Bulgarian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lemuroy?
It couldn't have been.
Well, you seem sure of yourself.
The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor.
Electronic signals?
Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Yes, that's true.
Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemuroy was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent.
And that thing was found in the piano. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lemuroy still could have done the deed.
No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar Serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lemuroy stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote could have worked from Leroy's position in the air vent.
Ah.
Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor,
Yes, Detective?
could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time.
Well, I don't see why not.
What? Don't tell me you have to weigh out this! He got them glasses on.
Them his shades. It's cool shades.
It was cool shades.
They didn't show it.
Too bad, so sad.
First you were sleeves, then kid, now him? You're using rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were you supposed to see in this video?
The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Arian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, idiot. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianos to set off that igniter? That right? Yes? Well, in order to do that, you'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano?
Can't hear no piano.
You can't hear it because you're not a musician.
What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine.
And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it? Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. Bass. Let's drop the bass. Let's drop the bass. The only problem with her hands free, the only one with her hands free was the Diva.
The Marora.
But according to you, she couldn't have been an accomplice, could she? Ugh. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out. If they couldn't even press a switch.
Why he make that ugly face?
It's definitely not a problem. The piano plays non-stop.
But he pressed it. I see he missed the cue.
He couldn't have pressed that switch.
I still can't figure out what the piano was anyway. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire.
Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were you wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... Something's odd about that performance there. Odd?
Mr. Justice, if Makai Tabaye didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is.
But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Ugh. Here are some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire. But the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Makai Tabaye the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Makai's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that! It has to be him! He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler! He had to have pressed that switch!
No, you better find a way to prove it.
Ugh! What do I do? What do I do?
Heck, there has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd? Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about that performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got! What exactly did you hear that was odd?
Did you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Makai Tobaye pressed the switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Makai Tobaye pressed that switch?
I can't prove him. Send him to the gallows.
Virginia, send him to Virginia to be put to death, huh? Anyway, I can prove it.
I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to show you to prove us evidence. Ask you to. Okay. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Air forehead. You sure about this? Huh, accept it. There's no evidence, man.
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch?
It's all...
Yep,
this right here. This right here.
I guess we do the board,
I'm turning it in, Judge.
Let me see. The mixing board.
Well, let's go.
Where the piano at? Hold on. Let me turn all of them down. Not all of them, but let me turn up the switch for y'all.
Here we go. Here we go again.
Where was the this the drum? Is that the drum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's piano.
It stopped a little bit right there.
It did? Woo!
I do that.
Well, you know it's the mixing board. Just present that.
Oh, okay. Just for the mixing board.
Take that! The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor.
Music? What about music?
Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame.
I didn't hear it. Did they even play the part? I heard a piano being played.
But, doesn't it sound kind of simple?
Simple?
I think I know what a suggestion. You think Makai could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Huh. What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Ugh. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
I thought that was her talking. Yeah? You got something?
Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he?
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
so sorry, so sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or two? You can't! I admit, it would be very difficult to prove. But it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way.
Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame.
Makai was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it.
Here we go again, y'all.
Here we go again. So he was 4, right?
Huh?
He was 4.
Yeah.
That one?
Right there was.
No, I heard it in the first part. You gotta pause for a second.
How you go back? Previous section.
Yeah.
In this section?
Yeah, right there. You heard that? He paused.
What you mean?
Right there. I can't believe y'all heard that he paused.
Do y'all hear it?
Yes.
That's just.
That is not him stopping for the beat. That's him pausing.
But why did Lemonroar, is it where? Hold on. When did his guitar burst into? I'm thinking about when they heard the shots.
No.
What are you talking about?
That.
They don't seem like nothing.
That's him pause moment.
Right here? Right there?
I guess.
Hold on. How can I pause it? A. It just go start. It stops it when I press it. That's a natural pause, I think.
That's a pause, but that's suspicious.
They're supposed to prove when he's playing one-handed. That's right there, right before that. You could do that.
I think it's the person.
It's two-handed here.
Oh my God, no.
You say it's the first section?
Yeah. Oh wait, that's old. Never mind, I did it.
What'd you say?
That I'm talking about school.
So how did I present it?
X.
You gonna give me
Watch this be right.
Take that!
Also, I played the game, so I know. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Fair Forehead.
You thought it was the second section, Game Queen? We gonna see. Well, anyway. Realize what?
I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the point in the question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we?
Another section?
The guitar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so the first verse. Okay, that'll be the first verse. Really said it burst into the flames on the second.
It burst into the first.
On the second verse, hello. It burst into the flames at the end of the second verse. At the end of the second verse, let's listen to the same spot in the first verse.
Pay attention to the "Oh, that night in your embrace."
Play verse 2 again?
There, did you hear that?
They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different.
What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. What's that proof? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing the arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh! That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Makai changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch! No!
Order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What? No comeback? I can't believe it! I finally did it! I shut him up!
Very well, bearing a objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Air Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes. Don't get me wrong. Your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, You have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him!
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it.
But...
The facts might point toward the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence is not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system.
I don't believe it!
Does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back.
It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusations.
What? The truth is staring us all right in the face! Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Paulo, remember what Daddy said?
It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darian Crescent's igniter and he'll set it off.
I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go.
Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry, is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good.
For the Apollo?
What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Air Forehead. You are accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latus and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case.
This trial has already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, it's the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent.
Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is...
Oh my goodness, present evidence or call a witness. Call Mackay.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Lower, hold on.
Conventional methods won't work against this guy, Apollo. If you need some forged evidence, I got you though. Juicy, you got it?
Why am I fucking dead?
How you choose? What you got to do?
There's no evidence.
How you choose that a person? Right there.
A pianist who can't play a lick. This is a shame.
We call a witness.
Call a witness.
I guess we're gonna call Makai.
Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence. But perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order. But I've got just the person to do it.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt?
Phoenix, right. He was an ace attorney back in the day, you know.
It's either Leroy or Makai. I guess Makai. What you think, Makai? Game Queen 81, what you think?
Age 14. Age 14.
How old is Makai? He only 14?
He only 14. You got the trip. You got the trip. He 44.
This dude right here.
Oh!
I'm gonna call him Makai.
The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Makai Tabaye!
Your client? Again?
Makai Tabaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case.
How so?
It will require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Beginia, we could burn the cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar.
Very scientific of you.
Thus, if Makai Tabaye acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of the Borginia cocoon, the case is solved!
Darian's laughing again.
Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's this all about?
Taking cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Makai doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Makai admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borginia, and they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but... But if Makai doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Makai Tabaye. Ugh! The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Makai Tabaye knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him. And that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling! Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion? Real nice. You want a house made of cookies? Or no, a house made of pianos? Come on. Please! Don't!
What in the world?
Darian. I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession.
Oh, he's laughing again.
There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though.
Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
You'll talk? You tell the court everything.
I didn't want it to turn out this way. But I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew, from beginning, I knew. Makai, situation, I cannot explain, but money, I need it. Very much money.
You're only 14, dude. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in the court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule, however.
It has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard.
Should another case of this surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Makai Tobaye,
Yes?
promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latus, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
I thank you. I only fib, but you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job very well. This court finds the defendant Makai Tobaye
Not guilty.
guilty of wearing them ugly pants. Woo! Court is adjourned. July 10th, 4:42 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. I wonder what happened to Makai.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. I don't even know who this is.
Well, that ends well.
All's well that ends well. That's what it is.
Daddy! I owe you both my thanks.
Let me roar?
Is something wrong?
I'm sorry. Makai was your partner on stage. Your friend.
Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet something's got a hold of him. Something evil, I see that. He must pay for what he has done. Is that now? Oh no, is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny, I always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, the Marroy lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident?
You know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, Perhaps it will open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right, she's the landscape painter in sound after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lemuroar.
Oh, you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Right, but for what? You reminded me I needed to hurry things along. My secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet, me too.
And so, like a ballet, the trial flowed on and on until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballet,
I'll don't catch the killer at the end.
and that's the end. One more case.
What y'all think about that case?
It was good.
It was a good case.
Yeah, it was better than the second one. Mr. Pennyman case.
I know, I got tired of them. I ain't gonna say that word again tonight. Anyway. Alright, so yeah, we had him cornered and we caught him, you guys.
We caught him.
I knew it was him with when she
I like how you can it kind of gives you who it is, but you can kind of figure it out on your own too.
Yeah, when he started acting strange and when Lemuroar named him in the trial at first. But yeah, I appreciate you all for watching, and I guess I'll let y'all get to y'all evening. All right, we had Game Queen 81 in the chat. We had Tex in the chat, Granddaddy Otaku, Dave Stanfield, and Riri. All right, I guess I'll talk to you guys on the next one. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, yeah, I appreciate you. Go ahead and subscribe. And also hit that like button for me. And yeah, I'll talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.